through as well. His dad racing with us out here in the midgets.
Yep. Gene, Chuck Jr., and Tate is the lineage there. Chuck.
He was in stealth mode yesterday. Tate was.
Well, Chuck will go into the National Midget Hall of Fame this year. He's a National Sprint Car Hall of Fame inductee and one of the greatest we ever saw in the Silver Crown ranks. People literally would get to Springfield to DuQuoin as early as possible to watch Chuck Gurney, known as the Rim Rider, hot lap. That's not an exaggeration. He was that spectacular. Often in Junior Kurtz's car. Classic Express entry. Big Trey
Quite
Osborne.
the lineage. Yeah, there's Trey Osborne out on the racetrack as we push off our Silver Crown cars. This will be their practice session. He's in the 81. Kyle Steffens, the number 8 out here. Justin Grant, the 91 to 51 of Russ Gamester joining us. Brian
Trey
Gossel.
Osborne's about 4 generations tall.
Yes. Yes, he is. Also looked happy to be here today.
Oh, he did, yeah.
His big old mop of hair. He didn't have to wear a beanie like us bald guys do.
Do you look at that mop of hair with some degree of envy?
Oh, I do. There ain't no doubt about it.
100%. And he seems to be smiling most of the time.
He's just happy to be at the racetrack.
Yes, you gotta like it. There's Tom making his way out. Early on, Justin Grant the fastest. And Justin has been a winner on the pavement, that occurring on the high banks of Winchester. Russ Gamester will be the all-time leader in Silver Crown Series starts when he takes the green flag in car number 51. Colorado's Brian Gossel, the 06, also out. And Kyle Steffens, who has made so much noise in the modified world, but when he's been in the Silver Crown ranks, he certainly acquitted himself nicely as well.
Somebody I'm excited to see out here. We had a couple of debuts in the 2023 season with the Silver Crown Series, one of which was Chase Dietz coming out of Pennsylvania. Just so impressive, with that Silver Crown car they put together. The other one that I'm excited about is this Tanner Berryhill sitting out here with us. Now, he's raced midgets with us past couple of years, but had a lot of experience with Xfinity Cup Series, Bandoleros Legends, former Chili Bowl Rookie of the Year, so on and so forth. But I feel like that's another driver that is going to take well to the Silver Crown Series.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of experience there. That really pays dividends in this group. And obviously an opportunity to get a car that was in the Davey Hamilton stable. So good equipment, we know that. An experienced driver, that's a good combination.
Yeah, so keep an eye on that number 14 car, the one we're talking about, the Davey Hamilton Racing SRG, number 14 on the back chute. So that's Berryhill making his debut with the Silver Crown Series, and hopefully plans to come back in 2024.
Yep, Central Marketing, Transport Services, and Logistics entry. Well, Davey hopes so, because he told me he wants to sell the car, so he wants Berryhill to do very well.
It's a little disappointed. We were down at Worldwide Technology Raceway, and to race down there, and Davey was going to run a car with us down there, and I was excited about that. Good to see Davey out the racetrack again, he's out the racetrack a lot, but you know what I mean, on the racetrack again was what I was looking forward to, and unfortunately there were some mechanical failures that took place, and we did a little shuffling of drivers around, and Davey ended up giving up his ride that day.
He did, but you know, he jumps into super modified from time to time where he had so much success. Then his father, Ken, also a recent inductee to the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame. Ken raced well up in life, effectively. And, you know, you look at Dave. Davey's in great shape. Obviously stays close to the sport. So there was no doubt in my mind that he was going to do well there at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
And I don't know if anything was put out yet or not. They obviously have the big open wheel championship thing going on out there. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but at Bull Ring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway on December 1st and 2nd. And that's going to be with the pavement sprints and super modifieds there. And I don't know if Davey's going to drive there or not. I kind of hope he is. I hope so.
I asked him about, yesterday I asked him about getting in the car. He goes, no, I've got too many to manage here now. But, he still has the race in Jones a little bit.
So getting everybody fired off out here. And, again, just one practice session across the board. Kaylee Bryson ready to push down here with the number 26 on the pit road. Crew was out here. I rolled out to the racetrack this morning, Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed is how I came out, and it was a little bit before 7 a.m., and they were already on the racetrack with the blowers, getting things dried out, the pit road dried out. They had the vacuum truck out here and everything, but working hard to get this race in this weekend, and I appreciate that. And just want to go on record as saying thank you to the track crew and everybody that makes this possible. The concession workers were not planning on coming back in today.
Right.
They came down. I met the head of concessions yesterday. I rode down the elevator with her. She is so friendly, so nice.
Well, Richie Murray made, in response to a Facebook post, a very important point that a lot of people forget. It seems easy just to roll a race back to the next day, but the track has to do an inventory of who's available. I mean, every gate has to have someone. You have to have a concession stand. You have to have custodians. All those things have to be in place. It's not as simple as saying, yeah, we're just going to do it tomorrow. So that's a good call. Also, big thanks to Howard Companies, the title sponsor of this event, because they've shown a lot of faith in what's happening here at Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park.
Yeah, and hopefully them joining in for this event is something, a sign of the future, and they stick around with us because we appreciate everything they have done. But it is a good day for racing, and I know the cool temps out here, the fall cool temps, a little bit intimidating for some folks. I like it because you can crank the wick up on these bad boys and make some extra horsepower. You get this cool, dense air, and those of you that are out here in the stands, or if you're a drag race fan, you know all about this, but we got some good air today. It's good air for horsepower, and we're going to be able to really get these things whizzing around here. Track
temperature is the issue, whether or not we're going to have any issues with grip. This is where you got to stay right on top of the wheel.
From a fan perspective,
well, yeah,
I like it.
Yeah. From a car owner perspective, you're taking antacids.
Yes. Bring around here, Tanner Swanson is going to drop down into the infield now. The 18 of Wellpot kind of joining him on that low line slows as well. Justin Grant atop the field with a 21.232 lap time.
Justin told me yesterday he thought he could be there at the end and said candidly, maybe a couple things might have to break right for me getting into victory lane. But again, I said it earlier, I'll say it again. He won on the high banks of Winchester. He's had plenty of pavement experience, and obviously his crew chief, Dennis LaCava, has spent a lot of time around the hard top. So all the ingredients are there for success. It's just that he knows where the normal suspects are to be at the top. We're looking down the push-off lane where necessitated the yellow. I think that might be Dakota Armstrong, the mirror stem entry.
Those cars so beautiful, as well as fielding both the sprint car and the Silver Crown car out here this weekend as he pushes off. But I stopped by their pit area and told him, I said, I just love the look of these race cars. They look good up close. They look good on the racetrack from a distance, and that's really hard to do.
Yeah. The family has really put in. Dakota, now a father himself, talked to me recently about his early days getting into karts, quarter midgets before he moved up. And he said, you know, he has a greater appreciation. This is an old story. A greater appreciation for what his family did to sacrifice to get him to the racetrack, because now he has youngsters who are starting to look that way. This was an opportunity for him. He still wanted to race after his NASCAR days. The 500 Sprint Car Tour and the Silver Crown Tour are perfect for him in terms of the overall number of days. And he still wants to win the Little 500.
Yes. And he still has a shot at it, too. He's very,
no
very
doubt.
good. So we cut him loose again.
As Silver Crown practice continues, the guy who has really had 3 really good races, has some testy luck, is C.J. Leary in the Platt Enterprises Bob East prepared car. C.J., the Greenfield driver, is now at the top of the chart with a time of 21.130. Justin Grant, Tanner, and Cody Swanson. And how about old Russ Gamester? And again, this happened to me but again today while talking. Bobby Santos III, your winner here earlier this year, has now posted the best time in car number 98. He's turned to 21.120. Bobby, one of the all-time great winners here at this racetrack in the classic Corvettes Brown and Miller Racing Solutions Beast Speedway Chevrolet entry. We inducted Tracy Hines into the USAC Hall of Fame here during the running of the BC 39. 91 total national victories for Tracy Hines in his stellar career. He's a 15-time winner here at Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park, as is Bobby Santos. Bobby has 6 Silver Crown victories to go with a sprint and midget champion. He is a former pavement USAC Sprint Car Pavement Champion when we had briefly a separate series. Cody Swanson's a 13-time winner, but he and his brother Tanner, with 7 Silver Crown victories, are the all-time winners in this group. As we're taking a peek at Pendleton, Indiana's Travis Wellpot, former Neymar's midget champion, UMRA-TQ midget champion. He's a regular on the Auto Value Bumper to Bumper 500 Sprint Car Tour, and now has a long history with the Silver Crown Series. Longtime sprint car driver, outstanding sprint car driver, I might add. Trey House serves as Travis's crew chief. Coming into this event, he's made 50 starts in Silver Crown competition. And there is, those of you watching on Flow, there's the gentleman who sits atop the National Midget and Silver Crown points of the Rice Motorsports Abacus Racing. Entry car number 22. That's the Diane Mitsubishi Materials car. Twice a runner-up in this series. 2 years ago, the Rookie of the Year. They have been an entrant champion. Ronnie Gardner, the many-time Western Midget champion, serves as the crew chief. Said he slept well the other night. Thought he would get nervous before the race, and all the work's done, Chet. It's down to the racing and down to a driver who was hot to win the championship. This is the position they worked all year to be in.
We're taking a look here. I was talking to Richie Murray about the point standings. There's a 13-point split right now between your top 2 in the points. So basically, if Cody would get himself out front and lead the most laps. Now remember, there's 3 points available for leading the most laps.
And
still
he won
up for
3
grabs.
Points for qualifying.
Right, but that's already out of the mix.
Just explaining, because many people saw 16-point bulge coming in.
Yeah, so today the margin is 13 points. So there's 3 bonus points up for grabs if he leads the most laps, which means if he wins, he gets 73 points. That means Logan Seavey would have to finish 4th or better. Now, if he doesn't lead the most points, then it's only 5th or better for Logan Seavey if Swanson wins. However, if you look at your practice times, Bobby Santos III is currently your quickest in the practice time. He's also the previous winner from this racetrack. Santos can be the spoiler on this and throw everything back into the mix where the points aren't decided by the winning of the race. They're decided by the finishing position between those 2 drivers. So we have multiple things that we need to keep an eye on here today.
And Bobby's more than willing to do that.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's evidenced by the fact that he is P1 in the practice session.
Yeah, the great rivalry with Cody.
The other thing, too, that's interesting about this is the number 6 car unloaded today there, the Platt Enterprises number 6. They were quickest in the practice session by a bunch. Bobby got around them right there at the very end, but the margin between those 2 cars only 10,000ths of a second.
Yeah,
that's 2 very good race cars right there that are currently 1 and 2 in the practice session with Justin Grant 3rd.
Yeah, and Leary has been a runner-up on a couple of occasions in the 4th of Toledo, mixed in with some difficult luck. I mean, that's the interesting scenario with Leary. Derek Bishak has been very good on the pavement of late, one of our interesting drivers.
And that's what Derek's only 11th quick in the practice session, but that 131 car in Bishak is a driver we've been talking about.
No doubt.
He is due to win one of these races.
No, he is. He's absolutely due to win. Now, you talk about the bonus points for the most laps led. That was a critical issue in the great night that Logan Seavey had at Eldora. I mean, because he knew he had to get every point he could to create a cushion between